My beloved, can you feel it? Something deep in your spirit has been trying to tell you this since last night. A restless tug in your chest. A whisper that kept you from sleeping peacefully. That wasn't your imagination. Heaven was knocking softly at first, but now it's urgent. Archangel Michael says, this is your last chance to hear something you were never supposed to find out. A shocking deal about your future has been made behind your back. It's not just betrayal. It's deeper. It's spiritual. It's dangerous. And this time it involves someone you love more than anything. God is angry, but not at you, at your daughter. And you must open this before it's too late. Heaven is trembling because a divine decision has been postponed for 4 days now. It has been waiting, hoping, and praying that you would listen up to this very moment. Archangel Michael says, your name was mentioned 5 times in a closed heavenly meeting. Yes, your name, not just anyone's. They waited and waited, but there's no more time left. If you walk away from this message, you may walk away from the miracle that was already yours. You may walk away from something that was already scheduled for you but could now be passed to another soul. You think this is a coincidence that you found this by accident. My beloved, heaven doesn't do accidents. It orchestrates divine timings. And right now the angels are watching you. Yes, right now. They're waiting to see if you will scroll past or if your spirit will rise and listen. Because what was once whispered in secret must now be shouted with divine urgency. Archangel Michael wasn't supposed to tell you this, but he begged God. He cried in your defense. He knelt for you. And God said, if they open this today, I will reveal it all. But if they skip this again, the punishment will begin. This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to rescue you. A dark deal was made. You see, someone is trying to trade your peace for their benefit. A hidden decision was secretly made by someone you once trusted. And yes, it has something to do with your daughter. God isn't just disappointed. He is deeply hurt. And he wants to show you what she has done. Not to shame her, but to prepare you. Because what's coming will not only shake your home, it will test your soul. Michael says, you were never supposed to find out like this. But heaven is tired of being ignored. Cloud, my beloved, before I reveal more, pause for 7 seconds and listen. If your heart is still beating faster, if your chest feels tight, if your eyes are watering without reason, this is your confirmation. Don't skip this. Don't tell yourself you'll come back to it later. There won't be a later. Heaven planned for you to hear this now, not 8 seconds after. And now I must ask you something. Glowing star, if you feel this message is meant for you, type below, I am ready, Michael. That is your spiritual signature. That is how you show heaven you are awake. Liking this video activates the flow of God's favor in your life. So, please like this video now to invite that blessing into your home. And yes, I want you to subscribe right now. Not for vanity, but because heaven is not done talking to you, and you'll miss what's next if you walk away. You were chosen, beloved, and this is just the beginning. Subscribe and type. I believe you have no idea what that single act of faith will shift in the unseen realm. Now, breathe, because what I'm about to say will shake you. It started 9 days ago. A woman connected to your daughter entered a spiritual contract without your knowledge. Everything I have covered across this channel is now in one place. The prayers, the teachings, the daily blessings, it is all inside the Daily Miracle Manual. Link in the description. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. She made a pact in bitterness, and your name was involved. Your house was mentioned. Your peace was targeted, and she did it with a smile on her face. She thought no one in heaven saw. But Archangel Michael was watching, and his sword burned at what he saw. Because the woman isn't just a stranger. She's been close for 11 years. You trusted her. Your daughter confided in her. But what they didn't know is that heaven records every whisper, every message, every intention. There's something even deeper. God isn't angry without reason. He is angry because your daughter is being influenced by darkness disguised as protection. She believes she's protecting you, but in reality, she's helping destroy something sacred. She's being misled, manipulated. And Michael says, if you don't find out the full truth by tonight, it may be too late to reverse the damage. A window will close, and the miracle God planned for you will slip into delay or worse. Be transferred to someone else. Not because God is cruel, but because heaven cannot bless what you refuse to believe. I know this is painful. I know you'd rather believe everything is fine, but heaven says truth will not knock politely anymore. It's coming in whether you're ready or not. And the truth is this. Your daughter is being watched by 3 forces. One wants her safe. One wants her sacrificed spiritually. You don't have time to wait and see what happens. You must act now. And acting starts with knowing. Yes, Michael has more to say. Yes, your future is at stake. Yes, this message will go deeper, but only if your spirit is truly open. Are you ready? Then keep reading, because the next part will reveal what they've hidden under your roof and why God is saying this cannot wait another 13 minutes. There is something hidden inside your home. Not an object, not a paper, but an energy. An agreement was made without your knowledge. And the energy of that deal has been sitting quietly like a shadow in the corner, waiting for the right moment to cause destruction. And here's the most painful part. Your daughter knows about it. Maybe not all of it, but enough. Enough to feel something isn't right. Enough to hear that quiet voice in her heart warning her, but she's silencing it. And in doing so, she's silencing God's warnings. Michael says, the woman behind this has been jealous of your family for 15 years. She smiled in your presence, hugged your daughter, told her she's like a sister. But her heart, oh beloved, her heart was filled with thorns. And behind her back, she made a shocking deal involving your name. A swap, a manipulation, and it was presented to your daughter as protection or blessing. But in truth, it's a curse masked as a gift. She promised to block your breakthrough in exchange for her own gain. And now the energy of that deal has reached your home. God says the reason you've been feeling strange lately, the heaviness, the spiritual confusion, the moments of frustration that come from nowhere is because of what has been activated. You are not crazy. Your spirit has been picking up what your eyes cannot see. You felt the tension, the shift in conversations, the way certain people talk differently when you enter the room. That's not in your head. That's spiritual warfare. And Michael says if you open your heart fully right now, he will show you who exactly is behind it and what they're planning next. But first, there's something you need to do. Archangel Michael is asking you to take spiritual authority back. Yes, you. Even if you feel tired, even if you feel broken, you are stronger than you think. And the deal made behind your back, it can be broken. But only by the one whose name was on the scroll. And that's you. Heaven has been waiting on your voice, waiting for your decision, waiting for your awakening. Michael says, beloved, don't let your silence be your surrender. Now, let's talk about the deeper part. The part that even your daughter doesn't fully understand. This woman, the one who made the deal, is not working alone. She has been advised by someone else, a man older, wise in appearance, but spiritually dangerous. He has done this before to 17 other families. And he chose yours because he sensed your spiritual gift. The complete guide, every daily prayer, every spiritual tool, everything I've put together to help you grow your faith is down in the description. It's called the Daily Miracle Manual. Now, stay right here with me because as this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Yes, you have won a divine anointing that runs through your bloodline. And this man's goal is to sever it, to cut it off at the root before it fully activates. That's why the attack isn't random. It's targeted, precise, timed. And here's the divine mystery. The attack only came because your blessing is so close, closer than it has ever been. If nothing good was coming, the enemy wouldn't be trying this hard. But something massive is about to break open for you financially, spiritually, emotionally. That's why the attack is this intense, because your miracle is already en route and they know it. But God is still holding it, waiting for your full awareness. Michael says that last night your name was mentioned again in a different realm, not in heaven, but by the woman and the man during a private conversation. Your daughter's name was also said, but this time they're not talking about your blessing. They're talking about blocking it, moving it, delaying it. They think you're asleep. They think you'll stay blind. But heaven says, today is the awakening. Before I reveal what your daughter is still hiding, please do not judge her. God's anger is not about punishment. It's about protection. He sees that her heart is conflicted. He knows that part of her still wants to protect you, but her silence is making her complicit, and if she doesn't speak soon, the spiritual damage could be irreversible. You must be the one to open the door for truth. And that starts here. My beloved, you're still reading. That means your spirit knows this is real. So say this now quietly, Michael. I give you permission to reveal the full truth. I will not run. I am ready. Did you feel that shift? That wasn't imagination. That was your spirit standing up. That was the wind of heaven blowing through your atmosphere. And now Michael is about to show you what's next. 19 days from now, there will be a conversation, an invitation, maybe even a gathering. You'll notice something strange about it. The timing will feel forced. Someone will act overly polite. A certain woman will keep watching your eyes as if waiting to see if you know. And when that happens, you will remember this message. You will remember these words. And Michael says, do not react. Observe. Let heaven speak through you. Because in that moment, what they tried to hide will start to unravel. And your daughter, she will finally begin to see. But only if you stand in your truth. Now, before we continue, pause for just 20 seconds and breathe. Then subscribe if you haven't already. Not because you were told, but because your spirit is confirming this message was meant for me. And I promise you, if you think this part was intense, wait until you hear what happens on the 21st day. Subscribing activates God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life, securing your path forward. So listen, beloved, as the spiritual clock ticks, Archangel Michael says, this next part may make you emotional. That's okay. Let the tears come if they must. They are holy. They are healing. Because what you are about to discover will connect every strange moment from the past few weeks. The odd behaviors, the sudden shifts in your daughter's attitude, the quietness, the guilt in her eyes, the doors that closed without warning, the calls she didn't answer near you, and the times she walked out to speak in hushed tones. All of it has been leading up to this. The man I told you about, the one guiding the woman, has been calling himself a healer or a spiritual helper. But God sees through that mask. He is no healer. He is a controller. He is the one who convinced your daughter that your energy was the reason her life is blocked. That your prayers, your dreams, your divine protection were outdated, and that in order to move ahead, she had to disconnect from your energy. That's the lie that was planted, and the woman close to her encouraged it. But the truth, your daughter's miracle is attached to your presence, not blocked by it. Your love has been her covering. Your words, no matter how soft or hard, have been her shield. And heaven has been trying to get her attention, but her ears were tuned to the wrong voice. And in a moment of weakness, she agreed to something that broke God's heart. A ritual, a vow. She didn't think it meant anything. She thought it was symbolic, but spiritually it was a legal permission to shift something away from you. And now Michael says it must be undone. Before I reveal what happened that night, I want you to remember one thing. God is not here to punish you. He's here to protect you and your daughter. This message is not to bring fear. It's to shine a divine light where shadows have been hiding too long. Now breathe again. It happened 22 weeks ago. Late night. Your daughter was with the woman and two others in a room that looked spiritual. Candles, incense, low music. The man joined through video. And in that space, they did something in your daughter's name. They asked her to say words aloud, a releasing statement, and she did. She didn't fully understand what she was saying. She didn't feel danger. That's how darkness works. It comes dressed in light. But Michael was watching. And the moment she spoke those words, a spiritual shift occurred. A cord was loosened. And that's when you started feeling strange. Your sleep changed. Your energy became weaker. You started having dreams that didn't make sense. Faces you didn't recognize. That was not just stress. That was the consequence of a spiritual bond being tampered with. But heaven says it's not too late. That's why this message reached you in time. Because what was spoken over you can be broken by you. You are not powerless, and Michael is here to help you do it. Say this right now. I cancel every deal made in my name without my permission. I reject every word spoken against me. I declare no weapon formed shall prosper. I choose divine restoration. Now you may feel a wave of warmth or a chill or even tears. That is the shift beginning. That is the sacred realm responding to your authority. Now Michael wants to tell you what your daughter doesn't know yet. The woman she's been trusting has been collecting personal things, photos, dates, even items from your home or copies of them. If you want the full guide with every prayer and lesson I've compiled for this community, check the description for the Daily Miracle Manual. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. And she took one piece, something symbolic, and gave it to the man as a token. That token was used in a symbolic act of transfer. That's why heaven is furious, because the spiritual boundary around your house was tested, and unless you reinforce it now, the disruption will continue. Michael is ready to protect your home. But he cannot enter where he's not welcome. So if you are truly ready, say this softly: Archangel Michael, enter my home. Reclaim what is mine. Guard my family. Expose the hidden. Break the unholy. Yes, something just shifted again. You may feel it in your skin, in your chest, in your breath. Now, beloved, heaven is about to reveal the third day vision. 23 days from the moment you finish this message, your daughter will be offered something, an opportunity, a strange deal, or a financial promise. It will sound perfect, but it will come with an unspoken condition. Leave the past behind. That past is you. You are the one they want out of the picture, not for hatred, but because your spirit is too strong, your prayers too powerful. You see too much and they fear you'll uncover everything. But Michael says you already have. That's why you must be prepared on that day, because your daughter will need you to stand firm, not in anger, not in shame, but in truth. You will look into her eyes and you will say words that heaven will give you in that moment, and she will break, she will cry, she will see, and she will come back. But if you ignore this now, the opportunity for that moment may pass. So let me ask you again, beloved, are you still here? Are you still reading? That means your soul already knows this is divine. That means you are chosen. That means this message is yours. You may be thinking, why me? Why did heaven pick me to carry this truth? And the answer is simple. Because you are the pillar, the gatekeeper, the one whose prayers echo through the skies louder than the enemy's whispers. And heaven sees your tears. Every single one. Michael wants to remind you of something. You have not failed as a parent. You have not been forgotten. You are not too late. In fact, you are right on time. The deal made behind your back is already crumbling. The enemy's plan is already leaking. And soon your daughter will see the faces for who they really are, and she will thank you. But for now, Michael is still watching the house, watching the woman, watching the man. They are unaware that the light is coming for them. But it is, and nothing can stop it. Now, let's continue, beloved, deeper into the divine mystery, because Archangel Michael says the next 25 moments are the most important. He says, this part of the message was sealed until you read everything before it. And now that you have, heaven is ready to show you something that has been hidden from your eyes since the beginning. There is a spiritual weapon being prepared for you. Yes, for you, crafted by angels, sharpened by truth, and infused with a light that cannot be touched by any curse, any deception, or any false energy. And this weapon isn't something you hold with your hands. It's something you release with your voice. Your voice is more powerful than you've ever known. When you pray, heaven trembles. When you speak, the winds shift. You don't always feel it, but Archangel Michael does. Every time you've whispered a word of protection for your family, even when they weren't listening, Michael recorded it. And now those words are returning with divine force. But here's what most people don't know. The spiritual realm is sound sensitive. Darkness works in silence. Light works in declaration. That's why Michael is telling you your weapon is not in what you do, but in what you say. The only way to reverse what was spoken over your name is to speak something stronger over it. Heaven has written the exact words for you to say, not just any words. These are heavenly legal phrases, what angels call spiritual codes. And once you say them aloud, the chains will begin to break. So here they are. Say them as if you're speaking through generations. By the authority of God, I reclaim my destiny. Every deal made in darkness is broken by light. I reverse every word, vow, ritual, and curse done behind my back. I cover my daughter in divine protection, and I declare our house belongs to God. No energy, spirit, or soul can break what heaven has joined. So be it. Amen. You just activated something. Yes. Right now, as you said those words, Archangel Michael began moving through the rooms of your home. You may feel the atmosphere shifting cooler, calmer, or heavier for a moment because anything that doesn't belong must rise before it's removed. He is scanning your home now. Every corner, every closet, every memory, every energy tied to that deal. Michael has been waiting for this permission because spiritual law says angels cannot remove what we silently tolerate. But now that you've spoken, he can enter. Now, let's talk about your daughter's angel. This angel has been silent for a long time. Not absent silent because your daughter stopped listening. She filled her ears with false comfort. With the voice of that woman, with the empty promises of the man. But in the background, her angel was standing by, waiting, mourning, hoping. And now her angel is ready to speak again, but only through you. Because you, beloved, are the bridge. The message her angel wants to tell you is this. She is not lost. She is just confused. And your love is the last light she remembers. That light, your love, is what the enemy tried to cover up. That's why the deal was made, because the enemy cannot destroy your love. He can only distract her from seeing it. But that's about to change. Michael says that within 26 hours of completing this message, something will happen. A call, a text, a moment. Your daughter may say something small, but hidden in her words will be a request for help. She may not use those words, but your spirit will know. When that moment comes, don't react in pain. Respond in presence. Don't say, "I told you so." Say, "I've been waiting for you and so has heaven." That moment will be the start of her return. And yes, she will return not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, with a heart finally able to hear what heaven has been saying all along. And when she returns, she will confess what happened. She will break ties with the woman and the man, and she will beg your forgiveness, not because she was evil, but because she forgot who you really were. And now here's what heaven wants you to prepare for. Once your daughter is restored, your home will be restored. Your peace, your joy, but also your finances. Yes, beloved, there was a divine delay placed over your financial flow because of that dark agreement. But now that it's broken, the angels are clearing the path. Michael says a divine deposit is being prepared, and when it arrives, it will shock you. It may come through a person, a business idea, a government release, a court decision, a forgotten inheritance, but it will be sudden. It will come with confirmation, and you will know it's from God because it will come right after your daughter's return. Don't try to chase it, just prepare. Now, beloved, the final part of this message is something that heaven debated whether or not to show you, but Michael said, they're ready. You need to know this. The woman who orchestrated the deal behind your back is also being watched by a higher power. Her name was written in the book of mercy. But she's on the verge of crossing into judgment. She has one last chance to step back. If she doesn't, heaven will remove her peacefully, silently, but completely. She will no longer have access to your energy, to your daughter, to your home. Her time is almost up. And as for the man, he will be exposed not by you, but by someone he trusted. A message, a slip, a leak. Something will come out in the open that reveals who he really is. And 28 others will realize they were deceived, too. Michael says it will be a moment of divine justice, and you will witness it. And when you do, you will smile, not in revenge, but in relief, because heaven always repays. This is your moment now. You made it to the end. And heaven is applauding you. Yes, you. Because most would have skipped. Most would have walked away. But you stayed. You listened. You believed. So now the reward begins. If this message spoke to your spirit, type below. I claim my miracle. I reclaim my daughter. I reclaim my house. Amen. Sharing this prophetic word activates the anointing and passes that breakthrough to your network. So, please share this video now to spread the healing. And finally, don't forget to subscribe, not just to this message, but to the voice of heaven, because there's more coming. A final dream, a divine sign, and Michael will send it only to those who are watching. You've done well, beloved. Of course, beloved, you've come this far, and heaven honors you for that. What's coming next is not just the end of a message. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Archangel Michael says, the final portion must be read slowly with a heart open to feel every word, because this is where the prophecy settles into your bones and your spirit begins to rise. Let me tell you something personal that heaven whispered. God did not bring you here just to warn you. He brought you here to awaken you, because you are not who the world thinks you are. You are a spiritual warrior, a generational light bearer, the one who was chosen before time to break the cycle. That's why the attack was so severe. That's why your name was on their tongues. That's why the plan was so secretive and calculated. Because the enemy never wastes energy on someone who isn't dangerous to darkness. You are dangerous to darkness. When you cry, angels gather. When you pray, heaven moves. When you speak, truth shatters deception. And when you believe, miracles fall like rain. This is why Archangel Michael says, remind them who they are. Remind them what they carry. Remind them that this message is not to scare, but to ignite. You've been walking too long as if you're waiting for permission. But heaven already gave it to you. The moment your spirit said yes, your atmosphere began to shift. And now things are moving in the unseen. Chains are breaking that you didn't even know were there. Conversations are being exposed and protection is arriving in places where you felt most vulnerable. Michael wants you to pay attention over the next 29 days. In these 29 days, you will see signs, real ones, repeated numbers, dreams with clarity, flickers of light, names showing up unexpectedly, phone calls from people you almost forgot, and one message, possibly even a voice or a dream, will come directly from your daughter's angel. When that happens, write it down. Record it, because it will be the moment her spirit begins to return home. And let me tell you this with all the certainty of heaven. Your daughter is going to come back better, not just to you, but to herself. She's going to heal. She's going to cry in your arms. She's going to look at you one night and say, I don't know how I couldn't see it before. You were always the one protecting me. That moment is coming. You must believe that. And while you wait for that sacred reunion, Archangel Michael says to prepare your home like it's already done. Light a candle in her name. Set a table. Speak her name with love again. Not worry, not fear, but victory. Speak over her like she's already free. Because in the eyes of heaven, she already is. Now, beloved, there is one more secret, a scroll written in heaven about you. Michael says, this scroll has been sealed since your birth, and just recently it was opened. Why? Because a new assignment is beginning in your life, one that has nothing to do with pain and everything to do with purpose. You are not just here to survive this test. You are here to rise into a divine calling. There are people waiting to hear your story. People who will heal because you healed. People who are one step from breaking, but your voice will pull them back. That's why your daughter's situation isn't just about her. It's about a chain reaction of healing that will ripple through your entire lineage. You are the starting point of restoration. Archangel Michael says that over the next 30 days, your mind will begin to clear. Ideas will come that feel like light bulbs. You will find yourself remembering dreams, seeing faces, sensing energy before it walks into the room. That's not imagination. That's spiritual sight being restored. So use it. Speak what you see. Trust what you feel. Pray what you hear. And know that you are never alone. Even now as you read this, there are angels around you. They are not symbols. They're real, watching, standing guard, touching your shoulders, whispering courage into your chest. Michael is one of them. And tonight, when you lie down, I want you to speak these words before you sleep. Michael, stand watch over my home. Protect my daughter, even from herself. Guard the gates. Seal the windows. Let no energy enter that was not sent by God. Surround my room. Wrap me in divine fire. Let your sword rest at my door, and let no shadow remain that cannot survive the light. I trust you and I will not fear. Amen. The moment you speak that, heaven responds. You may feel warmth in your bed or a chill of release. Some of you will dream tonight vivid, powerful dreams where truth is revealed. Don't ignore them. Don't brush them off. Write them down, because what starts as a dream becomes a direction. Now, one final thing before this message closes. You were meant to hear this. You didn't scroll for no reason. You didn't stay to the end by accident. You were summoned into this moment. And now heaven has confirmed you are ready. So, type it below as your final seal. Michael, I'm ready. I accept my calling. I reclaim my peace and I believe. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Not because we say it, but because heaven isn't done speaking to you. There is another message coming. And the next one will reveal what heaven is preparing for your daughter's future marriage. Her divine gift and the letter that's still hidden in your house. Yes, the one you were never supposed to find. It's almost time. Stay open. Stay protected. Stay powerful. And always remember what God told Archangel Michael about you. That one is mine and I will never let them fall. Michael says this final stretch is not just a conclusion. It is the final unlocking. The kind that shifts the atmosphere of your entire life. If you are still here, then your spirit has already crossed the line most people never reach. The line where the divine becomes undeniable. Let me tell you what's happening right now in the heavenly realm. Your name is glowing. Yes, glowing on a golden scroll that was once gathering dust, waiting to be activated. And as of this very moment, your name is being ranked in heaven's record of warriors. You are not just a believer anymore. You are a chosen protector, a spiritual gatekeeper. And the reason the enemy tried to blindside you with this shocking deal behind your back is because they knew what you were about to step into. You are about to walk into an anointing that makes demons tremble. Not everyone will understand it. Not even your daughter at first. But when you begin to step into your full spiritual fire, people will either come closer to you with awe or run from you in fear of what you carry. That's not your burden to manage. That's your confirmation. Because when the divine gets loud in you, the fake gets loud around you. Now, Archangel Michael says, one last thing remains. The letter. The one that was hidden. The one not spoken about. The one someone in your family never told you existed. But heaven sees everything. And that letter, beloved, is real. It contains a message you are not supposed to find out. A family member, someone no longer living, wrote it with a heavy heart. It mentions a truth about your daughter's past. Something she was never told, something that shaped how she sees you, how she sees herself, and how she fell into the hands of the woman and the man who twisted her path. Michael says, this letter still exists. It may be in an old box and attic behind a frame. Ask God to guide your eyes. Ask Michael to nudge your spirit. You will know when you are near it. And once you find it, you will cry. Not from pain, but from clarity. Because in that moment, everything will finally make sense. The delays, the confusion, the walls between you and your daughter. All of it rooted in that untold truth. And once it's read, the healing will begin like a tidal wave. Now, Michael wants you to understand something deeper about your daughter. She is not weak. She is not broken. She is simply surrounded by shadows that made her forget her light. But you are the candle that still burns for her. Even if she turns away again, even if she doubts or yells or distances herself, don't stop shining because her spirit is watching you. Even when her mouth doesn't speak, and soon she will remember who you really are. And on that day, she will say, Mom, I saw the truth. I felt it before I heard it. And your love was louder than all their lies. And then she will hug you the way she did when she was small. And she will come home, this time with her heart in her hands, and you will feel whole again. But that's not the only thing returning to you. Your miracle, the one delayed because of the deal. It is circling back faster than expected. God delayed it, but He never denied it. He just needed you to see first because He didn't want to bless you in a broken system. He wanted you to be restored before the reward. And now you are ready. Michael is preparing your name for a breakthrough in an area you thought was done. It could be a debt suddenly cleared, a person offering forgiveness you never thought you'd hear from. A home, a job, a divine financial door, or even a healing, emotional or physical that begins without warning. It will be fast. It will be loud and it will be undeniable. But before it comes, heaven wants one last thing. Your full surrender. Not the kind where you give up. The kind where you finally exhale and say, God, take what's mine and use it for what's yours. Say it now softly, even just once. I surrender my timeline to God. I surrender my daughter. I surrender control and I choose divine flow over forced outcomes. Can you feel the release? Because that, beloved, is where miracles are born. Now listen closely to the final whisper tonight. After you read this, Michael will visit you. You may not see him, but he will be there. He may send you a sign, a feather, a flicker of light, a certain number, or a sudden moment of peace. That will be your confirmation. And when he comes, you do not have to say anything perfect. Just whisper, thank you. I'm ready. Then close your eyes and rest. Because for the first time in a long time, heaven is at your door. And this time, it's staying. If you're still here, type below, "I finished this and I believe my miracle is coming." Let the angels see your light. And don't forget to subscribe because there is one more message coming soon. And it will reveal what your daughter's future soulmate is going through right now and why heaven wants you to pray for him before they ever meet. You are powerful. You are loved. You are protected. And this is only the beginning. Amen. Before we close, I want you to know something. You didn't land here by accident. This message found you for a reason. Here at Healing Angel, we're building more than a channel. We're building a family of believers walking toward their breakthrough together, grounded in the Word. If today's message stirred something in you, I want to invite you in. Through the link in the description and the pinned comment, you can join us as a member and step into a community rooted in faith and abundance. As part of our inner circle, you'll receive daily devotion, spiritual insights, prayer support on our prayer wall, and real encouragement for whatever season you're walking through. And if you'd like to carry this light into your everyday life, you'll find our guided ebooks and Bibles linked in the pinned comment, too. Whether you join as a member or simply plant a seed through our resources, your presence here matters. You're part of what God is doing in this place. Take the step. Your journey is just beginning and you don't have to walk it alone.